Hey, everybody. You're on with I See What You're Doing with Pastor Steph, and it is my 2 cents time. Oh, all right. Let me get my co-host, Shantice, and my brother Ainsley. Hey.
Hey there, hey
Hey,
there, hey
how's
there. What up, what
everybody
up, what up?
doing?
Oh, hello. Check in if you're in the room. You know how Pastor Steph does it. We got to check in from Mariah. Hey, Mariah.
Hey, Mariah.
All right, we got to check in from Serge. Hey, Serge.
Surge.
Right now. All right. And we got to check in from our girl, Vivian. Hey,
V. What
Vivian.
Hey,
up, what up?
Now, you may not know her as Vivian. She's only Vivian on It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. When she's on, with all due respect, with Shantice and V.
that's right.
So don't get it twisted. Don't get it mixed up. It's her, and it's her. Hey, Pastor KL.
My man, KL, what up, dude? What up?
All right,
Goodness.
Thanks
I
for
hope
being
you give some
in the
feedback.
room with us. So this is our final week, y'all. This is our final week. The Writers Guild 2024 Awards is this Sunday, April 14th. And we have been, for the past 4 weeks, doing our own review of the Writers Guild Awards and just kind of seeing how they stand up to diversity. So the first week we did adapted screenplay, where it went from book to screenplay and straight to theater. And we talked about Oppenheimer and American Fiction. Second week, we did a comedy series, and we talked about what's the name of it? Abbott Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the nominees. And was jury duty included? Jury duty.
Yes.
Jury duty. Last week we talked about drama series, and we talked about Succession. And we didn't get into any of the others. They were like, okay, we weren't even gonna try those. So this week we're doing a review on the TV and new media motion pictures. Now, this one is interesting because this one has a few more stipulations and criteria. But before we go any further, we would not be on with you if not for our girl Anika. Hey,
What up,
Anika,
Anika?
holding
My
it
sis
down.
from another mist.
Team Yard World in the back, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about all the people that do the hard work in the background. So she definitely holds it down for us here on StreamYard, that brings you Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So before you go any further, now that you said hello to Shantice and Brother Ainsley and myself and our girl Anika, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. All right, make sure you get notified each and every time we go up. For whatever the reason is, we got a whole bunch of stuff here that we do on YouTube, so you don't want to miss anything. So back to where we were tonight. We're talking about TV and new media motion pictures. Now, here's the criteria for this particular nomination. You must have been this particular movie must have been the first time. It could not have aired any other time, but for the first time, January 1st through December 31st of 2023. Number two, it had to be over 1 hour. Number three, it had to broadcast directly to either a network, TV network, cable. Hear him crunching on that popcorn, y'all.
Yeah.
You hear me again?
Yeah.
I turned my mic down. I'm trying to.
It's nowhere near as bad as it was last week. So listen, we okay
Amen.
with it. We
Let me
had,
know. I'll try
okay,
to turn it
so,
down a little bit.
all righty. It had to broadcast directly to a TV network, to cable, or to a streaming service. It could not have simultaneously, though, gone to TV and or streaming service and movies. Now, if you notice, remember, y'all, this has been happening for the last couple years. They've been putting it in the movies and on streaming service. So it would be disqualified if that were the case. And last but not least, if it went to DVD, it would only be allowed to be nominated if it then went from DVD to TV or streaming service. Okay, so those are the criteria. Now, this year's nominees: Finest Kind, and that's a Paramount Plus movie. Mr. Monk's Last Case, that's a Peacock movie. No One Will Save You, Hulu. Quiz Lady, Hulu, and Totally Killer Prime. Those were the 5 nominees that made it in. So we decided to review which one, Shantice?
Finest Kind and Quiz Lady.
All righty, all righty. So I just want you to know, by the way, not one of these movies were diverse. Not one. Not one. Not one. We're going to come back in a little while and let you know some of the movies that could have been eligible. And we're going to go through some of them and see if you watched them or if we've watched them. So,
Not diverse? Really?
What'd you say?
Quiz Lady's not diverse?
No.
Well, not for us.
Well, okay. I mean, not directly us, but in a sense, it is diverse. Come on, you gotta.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get
All
to
right,
that. Matter
okay.
of fact, since you brought it up, let's start with Quiz Lady. Go ahead. You get the round going, Brother Ainsley.
Oh, me with Quiz Lady. All right.
Oh, wait. You know how I like to do? I want to say what the description is. So hold on. Hold that thought. All right. The description for Quiz Lady: a game show obsessed woman and her estranged sister work together to help cover their mother's gambling debts. All right. Fire away, Brother Ames.
Well, hold on here. Quiz Lady. Once you learn the storyline, to me, it's very predictable. It was like from the very beginning. It was like, don't you know what's going to happen at the end? That she's going to win this, go on this TV show and win money, which is actually, it was kind of very predictable. The storyline between the sisters, it seemed a little forced, in my opinion. It wasn't a natural flow. It did have a couple of funny moments, but it was, to me, it was kind of very predictable. The story, even though I like what's the name, Sandra, they played their part pretty well. For the writing, I thought it was okay, but it was very predictable. You know, from the very beginning, I already kind of knew what was going to happen. It's just a matter, okay, what kind of flavor they're going to put in between. You know,
Okay.
so yeah, that's
Okay.
my opinion on that.
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 5. No, we're not gonna go there yet. Shantice, what do you have to say about Quiz Lady on Hulu, y'all?
I would have never watched it on my own, ever, if I was just surfing through Hulu. But I actually enjoyed it. I was surprised. I liked the storyline. I think the writing was good because it definitely kept me engaged. To see, like, all right, so what silliness is gonna, even though, it was kind of like, okay, so this may happen, that may happen, but that older sister was just, she was a handful. And that, the younger sister had to be the way she was in order to make it funny and not both of them couldn't be dull. Both of them couldn't be over the top. It was perfect. Um, every little silly thing, like even the guy who kept winning every round, and then how he started acting up like a big crybaby at the end. The annoying landlord or neighbor, whoever she was just over the top. The dog kidnapper. It was just like, what are y'all doing? It actually had, like I said, on my own, I would have been like, quiz lady, zoop, bypass that. But it actually kept me, when I was like, we watching what? All right, so let me just watch the first 10 minutes and then let her know I couldn't get through the rest because I ain't sitting through this. But I was actually like watching it. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Hey, Majesty, we got to check in from Majesty. Hey, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
We are reviewing quiz show. Quiz lady. That older sister never grew up. I was surprised by Sandra Oh. Used to her from Grey's Anatomy. Okay. All right.
I already know. Here we
You
go.
two never cease to amaze me. I actually didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Wow.
I didn't
I'm
like it.
surprised.
I didn't. I thought the writing was garbage. It was, for me, it was so unrealistic. I mean, even when they have like bad comedies, to me, you could at least see the stuff happening. Who does all of this for a mother we never see, which was annoying?
Yeah.
I purposely made sure to watch it because I thought we were going to at least see the mama, this woman who never surfaces. I didn't laugh once. I did, and I was clocking it. I didn't laugh once.
You didn't have to. I'm sorry. There was one scene where they would say, "Oh, this is a Chinese saying and whatnot," and all the white people were going, "Oh." But there was one Asian in the back corner.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I remember that part. No, it didn't make me laugh. I sat through it, and it wasn't the worst movie that I've seen in the world. Okay, it wasn't. But
Okay.
I am familiar with Sandra Oh. I am familiar with the sister that plays Annie. I've seen her in a couple of movies. She was in a Disney movie.
I never saw either before.
Yeah, I am familiar with both of them. I'm not I don't know a lot of their work. I always kind of go through IMDb to kind of see what they've been in. I've never seen Sandra Oh act before. I've always seen like previews and things, but I've never seen any of her acting. But I was like, ugh, okay, and I saw it. Okay, so Ainsley, to answer what you asked, I saw where it was supposed to be funny. I saw the parts that were supposed to make you laugh. The sister, like Shati said, she was if comical, if you will. She was like, wow, really, But I have to tell you, it didn't do anything for me.
I mean, it was a bit much. I mean, it was a bit much.
It was just unrealistic to me, and I was like, all right, at least if we're gonna get a comedy, at least make it believable. It was the younger sister was in Crazy Rich Asians, which was good. Okay, so I guess we got to check out Crazy Rich Asians, and she was
That's a good movie, by the way.
Okay, what was the movie she was in? She was in a Disney movie, and I liked the movie actually. She played the sister, who again was very cynical, always, with a crazy, line here and there. But Brother Ainsley, on a scale from 1 to 5, what do you give it?
I want to say 3, but we're not gonna give no half numbers, right? I would give it a 3.5, but 4 is kind of pushing it. And that's being really, really, really generous. So I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shatice, 1 to 5.
I'll give it a 3.7842.
You know what?
Oh my goodness. You take it to another level with that, man.
It was like I said, I enjoyed it. The
And it
the
was a
acting,
3 point.
yeah, because it still wasn't something that like I would be calling my people's like, yo, you gotta watch Quiz Lady. Like, no. But it was I did enjoy it the time I sat and watched. And everyone played their role the way it seemed like they were supposed to play it. And it seemed like, well, they need to replace that one. Like I said, the older
Right.
lady, she was annoying, like it was written for her to be annoying.
Yeah.
Everyone did their part, so I liked it.
Okay. I give it a 2. Brother Ainsley, click it or kick it.
Uh, for my Asian brothers and sisters, I'll click it.
You're
Give me
Asian?
a li- huh? And,
You're Asian now?
well, no, I'm saying, from other diaspora, yeah, you got something there. It ain't for me. Maybe it's for you, but
Okay. Okay. Shantice, click it or kick it.
Click it.
Okay. I give it. Don't even pick up the remote control.
But she enjoyed Oppenheimer.
yeah.
What is the
Kick it out the window. Don't even turn on the TV. Oh my goodness gracious. All right.
Yeah, I'd rather watch this than Oppenheimer.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? If you want to talk about diversity, I do have to go with you, Brother Ainsley. The answer is yes. They were diverse. They did include this Asian comedy, and it was written by a white woman. So that I was surprised about. I was surprised about. Yeah. I always do the research on who did the writing. And
what was her last name?
Is it
I don't
D'Angelo?
know. I don't know.
D'Angelo. I thought it might be a Hispanic, D'Angelo, for some reason or other.
Oh yeah. Well, she wasn't Asian. So, okay. Finest kind. All right. So, finest kind. The description of finest kind is okay. Let's see. A crew of fishermen tread dangerous waters when their debts start piling up. So again, you're talking about something about some debt. All right, what you got? Shantice, you got first dibs on this one.
It was good. Once I saw Tommy Lee Jones was in it, I had a lot of hope because I like his acting. It was actually good. It was the ending had me like keep underestimating people. The ending had me. But the whole storyline, the storyline to me a little bit sounded a little unrealistic, but then again it didn't because we know of people on that side of the fence who have amazing opportunities, but yet they'd rather do this. Like, what are we doing? While there's other people who would die for those opportunities or who are really trying to work for those, and here you just wanna do that. When he threw up in the rescue raft with it was I was like, y'all might have just killed me because there was no window to open. There was nothing. But overall, I think the storyline was pretty okay. It didn't really, and it's sad. It didn't really get good until the drug plot turned in. Like, it didn't really, like, and I was like, you know what, God, this is bad. Because before that part, it was just kind of like, okay, like, it's not whack, but it doesn't have me like, oh, let me make sure I don't move. But once the plot came in to now transport the heroin, I was like, oh snap! Wait a minute now, what they about to do? What they do? I was like, you know what? This is why we ain't gonna rise as a people. But yeah, I think the ending is what really, for me, really like now this movie just got bumped up at the end. But yeah, it was. Tommy Lee Jones once again held it down. It was good.
Okay. What do you think of the writing on a scale of 1 to 5? The writing alone.
I would give the writing a 4. Yeah, a 4.
Okay. Okay. Brother Ainsley, what you got? Finest kind.
You know what? Finest kind. I would say it was good. It had a chance to be exceptional, except for a couple of factors. And when I started looking into it, I understand why. Because the writer is also the director. Now I agree
Oh.
with Shantice that it did start off kind of slow. It was like, okay, you understand it's trying to get the storyline, the plot together, yada yada yada. Um, but it picked up when, of course, when the drug thing started coming in. You know, yeah. So I think had they kind of condensed that part, but the things where I think it failed, there was too many cliches it was trying to put into it, and it didn't it failed to me. And for what they were saying, you're born and you die, and what happens in the middle is what counts. This kind of thing. They kept saying it. It's like, okay, it
Who really
wasn't like
says
a
that in those scenarios?
yeah, and it wasn't like an aha moment when it was being done, and and the name of the boat, finest kind. It was like, okay, there was no aha for that, and there was a couple of scenes. I was like, I realized this only made sense in the writers and the writer's mind, because it didn't really make no sense because you had a great cast. I think the Tommy Lee Jones. When I saw
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones, I was like, okay, he's one of mine. Like, like he's like a guarantee. Like, yo, you gonna see something good here. I think it was one scene. I think one of the brothers he goes to see um, Tommy Lee, and it's talking about, yeah, we in trouble, and then he goes talking about, um, did you hear the whales? I mean, like, you start going somewhere off, and this it made no sense whatsoever. I mean, so this only had to make sense in the writer's mind. Like, I got to get this out there, but it only made sense to him. There was a couple of things like that. Had it been not for that, to me, this could have been an exceptional movie. It could have went straight to the theater, but I think for those factors, it failed. So, but nonetheless, it was still a good movie. I like how it ended. Um, yeah, I think it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, finest kind. We got a comment that yes, it started off kind of slow, but it held my interest. And I think that's unanimous. I agree with you too. I agree with the comment that we just got. It did. It started off very slow, and right, I watched the time. I actually stopped it to see where it started to pick up, and it was literally the middle, like we both
Hmm.
said. Where the drug deal starts to actually take place. For those of you who like Ben Foster, for those of you who like Toby Wallace, I in addition to Tommy Lee Jones, I think the casting was good. There's also another guy who hasn't been in a whole lot, but his presence is like really good. His name is Ishmael Cordova. Is it?
Yes, from Ray Donovan.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved his role. He really did a good job. The casting I think was really good. The storyline, I'm in agreement with you, Ainsley, where this had the makings of a blockbuster, but for several reasons it failed. It didn't hit where it could have hit. um it really took when it took off.
Right.
So I agree with the both of you. I think the writing was okay. It was a believable story. It was an interesting story of two brothers who actually connect kind of late in life. And you
Right.
have this one brother who can go to law school. He's been accepted to law school. The father's expecting him to go to law school. And then you got the other brother, and they share a mother. So they're maternal brothers. And he's the fisherman who follows behind his dad,
Hmm.
Tommy Lee Jones. So it was a good dynamic. I actually like the chemistry of the acting and the actors. Um, So I thought it was pretty good. I agree with everybody. You know, if it had just, you know, been written a little differently, it could have just flowed all the way from beginning to end. Would it kept you, you know, because I look at it like this: if it kept our interest on the slow end, then imagine had things been written a little differently. It
Right.
really could have been, you know, a blockbuster, like you said,
I think it
Brother
had to be
Ainsley.
another director, somebody who can put that more. Because I mean, the actors they only got to go with the lines, but
Right,
as
right.
public, I think it has somebody else directed and said to make just get it over the hop, over the over the those parts. It would have been.
Okay, okay.
Can we talk about that ending real quick though?
Go ahead, go ahead.
That was like I wanted to know what would have happened had he said, "Okay, give me the money." Because as far down his hand went in that bag to get the gun, it ain't look like there was no money up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
go to the drug dealer to now bargain with him with the less amount than what the son owes. But okay, I got it. I think he said $20,000 or
I
something
think
like that
15.
in the bag.
15.
15,
15.
$15,000. And the drug dealer is kind of mellow at first, and then out of nowhere he's like, go and pick your son out of casket because he's gonna need it if you don't get out my face. And the look on Tommy Lee Jones' face was like I didn't know if the look meant, oh my gosh, you really gonna kill my son, or oh my gosh, you don't know I'm about to kill you, and you talking to me
Yeah.
like this. And when he turned and put his hand in the bag and it turned and just started shooting all one man, this one old man, and I don't know, whoever did his makeup was impeccable because if the bags under his eyes got any bigger, it would have looked like his eye was shut. Because one eye literally looked like it was barely open. But this one old man who you figure you could just shut down like this, just killed
Hmm.
you and your team, and then just sat there.
Mhm.
And then just sat down like he's waiting for his coffee and donut. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? And then he did do the shooting, but then took the consequence and went to jail. And I'm like, but that was something else that reminded me from Ray Donovan. Because I don't know if you remember Pastor Steph, that episode when Ray Donovan did that.
Yeah.
But he actually had
Yep.
money in the bag. And he went there
Yes.
and gave the guy a chance. Like, listen,
Right.
I got this money. You could take it, and the guy was like, nah. He was like, okay, went in there, acted like he's taking the money out and shot him through the bag. It's like people keep thinking, like, you can't keep underestimating people. You don't know who can do what.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in their family, especially if you're in their kids.
Right. He's desperate now.
Yeah. It might
Right.
go over like a Clint Eastwood too. One of his old movies. Coming at the end, really shooting them up.
Yes. Yes. All right, Shantice. On a scale from 1 to 5, what do you give finest kind?
I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
The drug run boosted it up.
Ainsley, what you got?
I'll give it a 4.5. It could have had a 5. It could have had a 5. Could have, but I definitely give it a 4. I give it more than a 4. I give it a 4.5. Because it had a potential,
Okay.
like you said, being a blockbuster. To me, it could have went straight to the theaters had it been done. Just a few more changes in there. So,
Okay. Okay.
so the
Okay.
writing was definitely good to get it to that point. I give it that much credit.
Okay. Somebody wrote, I was clapping at the part when he pulled the gun out the bag. Oh, yeah. Because it was like sweet revenge at that point. Okay. Okay. So somebody says very close to a 5 and click it. Okay. All right. All right. So I give it a 4. I give it a 4. It definitely held my interest. And I think the writing was decent. Shantice, click it or kick it.
Click it.
Ainsley, what you got?
Click, click. I ain't got a mouse right now. Click, click, click.
All right. We use our remote. We use our phones in my house for the
Okay, then.
remote
Click.
control.
Bye.
So click it, click it, click it, click it. We got click it from us. We got to click it from our viewers. Somebody wrote very close to a 5 and click it. And we got 3 click it's here. If you've seen a movie, finest kind, put it in and let us know whether you want to click it or kick it. All right. I like Tommy Lee's acting. Was hoping to hear it would be good. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Wasn't the best movie, but it was good. Oh, we got to check in from our girl, Ketty. Hey, Ketty. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining
Hey,
us. All right, so outside of, let's say, Quizly, there was no other diversity in these five movies that were nominated. So I'm gonna give you a list of the movies that went that were on the different streaming services, and I did not have a chance to really look for movies that were on like regular networks, but we got on Prime Somebody I Used to Know that had a mixed cast, Gangs of Lagos, which was Nigerian, The Burial with Jamie Foxx and what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones actually was in that as well. Okay. So let's take those. Let's take those. Did anybody see Somebody I Used to Know?
No. Who's in that again?
I don't know. I ain't recognize nobody. Okay.
African
it
American
sounds
mixed
familiar.
for
Somebody I used to know. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I looked at it and I didn't see anybody that I really recognize. Somebody I used to know. I think we would have remembered if
Yeah,
we
I
saw it.
recall this one.
Yes, it's only one guy who's African American, and his name is Jay Ellis, and it's not a huge diverse cast. That's almost like the only face we see of color. What
Okay.
about Gangs of Lagos? That's a Nigerian movie. No, I have
Yeah.
not seen that.
I
No.
can't.
Okay. What about The
I started
Burial?
watching that. That was actually pretty interesting.
What, Gangs of Lagos?
Yeah, yeah. But actually, there's a lot of movies that well, there's plenty of there's other African movies and from there. I started watching them. Some of them it's like the same thing. It's like, oh boy, but there are some pretty decent good ones. There's a plot twist and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
And I wish I couldn't find the names of them right now, but there are quite a few sleepers over there and whatnot. But
Okay.
there is, but here's the thing. Here's where there's a cultural, I think, issue because a lot of times the movies, even though I think the writing is somewhat maybe pretty decent and good, culturally, even as a black person, so they'll talk English, but then they're referring to something even more cultural that's happening there.
Okay.
I'm like, or
Okay.
they may say a few phrases in another language, and I'm like, what was that? And so maybe it's even maybe challenging to follow what's going on. So remember, my wife, we
Okay.
watching something. She was like, "I can't watch this. I don't know what are they saying. What?" And I'm
Okay.
trying to translate best as I can.
Okay.
So, but there are a lot of sleepers. There's a lot of sleepers there.
Okay. I think that's my challenge in watching a lot of the Nigerian movies as well. They have a lot of them on Prime, and they have a lot
Hmm.
of those on like Tubi. But I can't. I just can't follow it. The dialect is so heavy. I don't. I can't follow it. I don't follow it well. The last movie, The Burial, with Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones. Please tell me you saw this movie.
I started it, but didn't finish it.
Ah, Ainsley.
Oh, that was yeah, I saw that.
Oh, all right.
That was
What do you
oh,
think
that
about
was
it?
good. I thought that was
Okay.
good. I thought that was good.
Okay.
I got to give him kudos, Jamie Foxx. He kind of played that because it was based on reality. So that was
Okay.
kind of made me kind of let me think, okay, because I remember I forget the attorney's name though, but I remember something about him. So it was pretty good, and so yeah, I'm surprised that that's not getting more like. Actually, I like that better than that quiz lady.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The
Okay.
truth, yeah.
The Burial. Inspired by true events, a lawyer helps a funeral home owner save his family business from a corporate takeover, exposing a complex web of race, power, and injustice. So the story is about Jamie Foxx being this popular attorney, and Tommy Lee Jones is the one who owns the family plot business, and he makes a deal with this guy to buy his plot, but then he finds out some stuff that he doesn't like, so he wants to change his mind, and they don't let him. So they hire the Jamie Foxx, and he's like a flamboyant type of attorney. But I have to tell you, Jamie Foxx gets an A+ for his
Yeah.
acting. In my opinion, he was fantastic. You know, it is so hard to believe that he came from Wanda.
Wanda.
I'm ready to
Yes.
go. It's
Something living color.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I mean, he turned this movie out. I
Yeah.
think this should have definitely been on this nomination list, or this nominee list, however you want to say it. I definitely say click it, and click
Most
it.
definitely.
I think The Burial was better than Finest Kind. Look at
What is
Ace.
that?
All his
I'm
fingers.
clicking it. I'm
All his
clicking.
fingers are clicking it. Those are those piano fingers that's telling you to click it. The Burial was better than Finest Kind and Quiz Lady put together. It was really good, in my opinion. That's my opinion. So I think
Yeah.
they missed out when they did not include them. And again, this is a Prime Video um, original. You definitely want to see it. Now, going back a little bit, we got Finest Kind. We got to click it for Majesty. And we were talking about the other movie. Was somebody I used to know, that was with Jay Ellis. He's the only kind of person of brown color, and he's from Insecure. So if you like Insecure, that might be something
I
you might
loved Insecure.
be interested in. All right, Netflix had a slew of movies that were actually eligible, that were diverse. Uh, but I want to talk about Paramount Plus because they only had one movie, Peacock had none, and Apple TV had none. So for 2023, Good
Really?
Burger with Keenan and Kel were the contendees, if you will, for the diversity. And you know that's more for children. So you know that wouldn't have gotten a whole lot of attention. Okay,
Right.
so for Netflix original, You People, that was with Eddie Murphy, Lauren London, Nia Long,
Okay.
and it was a black writer. So that is definitely one that you know we're going to talk about if we all watched it.
That was
Luther,
interesting. I saw it. I forgot
okay,
about that because that came out near the beginning of the year, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
Pretty good.
January.
okay. So we got Luther, the fallen the Fallen Son. That's with Idris Elba. We have The Mother with J Lo, which also was a black writer. The Perfect Find, which is Gabrielle Union, a movie, and about a black couple, and it also has a black author, and The Black Book, which is a black cast and writers. Now, let's talk about You People with Eddie Murphy, Lauren London, Neil Long. You know, not only was it a black cast, but it was black writers. So all across the board. All right, Ames, you got first dibs at this one. You People.
And that's why I didn't know about who the writers were, but I know it had I'm out to the very from the beginning. I was like, okay, it seemed like so believable. The characters, um, Eddie Murphy and Nia Long, and the daughter and the fiance, all that. It was believable and held my attention from the very beginning. And I'm surprised I forgot about that, but it was really good. It was really good. It just goes shows then okay when we have our kind, we can automatically relate to certain dialogue. We it
Right,
just come naturally. We can kind of relate.
right,
So
right.
yeah,
Okay.
I
Should it
liked it.
have
It
been
was good.
included?
Oh, most definitely. Most
All right.
definitely,
All right. We
without
got a
question.
check in from our girl Teresa. Hey, Teresa, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. All right. We got Majesty who says, Good People was a good one. We've got Serge who says, You People was good. Shantice, what say you? You people.
I liked it, and it wasn't. Eddie Murphy wasn't extra like he used to be,
Over the top,
but
right?
he was good. Like he still had that arrogance that the character called for. It still made room for the funny lines. Definitely something realistic about two different races, two different fakes now coming together, and where the kids are not heavy in the faith like that, but you got the parents who are. So now they're trying to push that even more because they see they're interested in someone not only from the other race but from an opposite faith. And it was funny. Everyone, like even the fiance, he had his funny moments. It was good. I like Nia
Yeah,
Long. I like Nia Long with Eddie Murphy. They didn't seem like they can't be put together. Because
right.
when I was watching the preview, I was really interested in that and seeing the chemistry between Nia Long and Eddie Murphy. But they
Yeah.
didn't seem off. So I really like that also. It was good. I think it should have definitely been included in the nominees. But of course, I guess because there was only one of them in there, they didn't want to put him in.
Okay. Absolutely. I love the dynamic of and the reality. I think this is one of the rare stories we've seen written about an interracial couple trying to make it happen, an interracial young couple trying to
Right.
make it happen with two different sets of parents. Um, and it wasn't this again over the top buffoonery. Eddie Murphy was very mature. He acted like a mature dad, and it was good to see him in this type role. I thought the casting was well done. The writing was like you both have said, very realistic. Like I said, this is what we go through. This interracial, it more interracial relationships are in this level of generation with the millennials and the Gen Zs than there were previously, or at least
Hmm.
out in the public. Because
Right.
years ago you had to
Yeah.
keep it behind the curtain. But
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, but they are willing to stand their ground. They don't care what you say as parents. If they're in love, they're in love, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
That's it.
You don't
Yeah.
matter. And
Hmm.
I thought it was well written. I think it should have definitely been included in this particular category. There's no reason why this was not nominated. Let's talk about The Mother. Did you see The Mother, Brother Ains?
No.
Ah,
The
I'm
J
taking a
Lo.
quick look. If it's what I think it is, I'm like, here we go again. It sounds like somebody. It sounds like it looked like it's like another remake of another movie she made. I was like, nah, that's all right. I don't need to see this.
Okay, okay, okay. Shantice, you
I'll
saw
see. Yeah.
the Mother. What was your thought?
it was really good.
Well,
I
let's see,
like
huh?
the I like the storyline. I like the of course Jennifer Lopez acting, was good.
Plus audio.
Can he hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, it was an action movie, so of course, you're gonna have a whole lot going on at certain points, and then other points you may not have any action. But it was good. I like the storyline in the sense of, I was with a hitman, and now I got pregnant by the hitman, and now I got to get away, and now he wants me dead. But in order to keep my baby safe, I have to give her away. And then now somehow I end up resurfacing in her life, but I still got to protect her. So now I got to learn how to become a mother. She has to learn how to be a daughter and all of this. So it was good. It definitely kept me interested the whole time. There wasn't any like dull moments for me. within
Okay.
it. And the actors were good outside of Jennifer Lopez and Omari Hardwick. I can't really remember anyone else who I am really familiar with as far as acting, but everyone in there, they did their thing.
Okay, okay. We got Serge who says it was okay. And he says the action could have been better. I love J Lo in this. I think what you're remembering her in is enough, Ainsley. Um, Go out and come back in, Ains. Go back and come back in. Go out and come back in. Hopefully he'll go back
I
and come
can't
back
hear
in.
nothing.
Yeah, go out and come back in. Shanti's text him and tell him go out and come back in. Um, I think Jennifer Lopez did an excellent job. I gotta tell you, again, for her, again, another slam dunk from the In Living Color cast. She was a fly girl. And,
Mm-hmm.
Jenny from the block, I think she did an excellent job. I think she's really holding her own. And although it could have been, synonymous to enough,
Right.
I think that's what Ainsley was referring to. I think the story was well written. I think, again, this was an original writing. You don't really think about, these people who get involved, these women who get involved with these hitmen and what their life is like. Most times they show the stories of the hitman and the women are somewhere in the background and they get very little light,
Right.
you
Right.
know. But this was a nice story about, how she handled her responsibility. And it's very hard, she had to be the mother and not just, release that information that she was the mother.
Right.
think I think she did an excellent job. I think she was believable, and I think it should have definitely been included in this round of nominees. Ainsley, you with us?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. I think the movie you were reminded of is enough, enough with Jennifer Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was, but it was. She did very well acting, in my opinion, in both movies. But the storyline was much different in,
Yes.
in this movie, The Mother. And I do think that you know, go back to you people. Click it or kick it. Click it, click it, click it.
Who's clicking the remote like that?
All right. Shantice, click it. Should they go back and watch The Mother?
Click it.
All right. I say click. Oops. Click, click, click. Click it too. All right. Let's see. What about uh did anybody see The Perfect Fine with Gabrielle Union?
No, I was thinking about watching it, but never came
I
around
think I
to.
started watching and fell asleep.
Okay.
Never resumed.
Okay. We got Click It from Serge. Okay.
All
The
right.
Black Book. I don't know. I didn't recognize anybody in that movie, and I didn't watch it. Did anybody see that?
What was the name of it?
The Black Book.
No. Who's in that?
I'm gonna tell you right now. The Black Book is with. Oh, it's another. Okay, it's another one of those. Oh, we gotta click it for The Mother. We got another click it for one of our viewers. All right, we got The Black Book. It's I think it's one of those movies again with Nigerian actors. I'm looking at all the names, and
Okay.
they're Nigerian names. So that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't watch it. Here's what I want to talk about before we go. Remember now, the criteria to be nominated was that you went that particular movie went directly to a TV network, cable, or streaming. They could not simultaneously do both. And one of the movies that came across my radar was Rustin. Now, Rustin started out, it played in very few movie theaters. It was released to a limited amount of movie theaters, and then it went to Netflix. And because of the cross of it being in the movies, it lost the ability to be
Okay,
nominated. Now, who saw Rustin?
I did.
All right, please tell me you saw Rustin, Shantice. Oh my!
Wait. Before I answer that, I can't get past the because it made it to selected theaters and lost its eligibility. They wasn't gonna nominate that anyway. Isn't Rustin with about the guy who was working with Martin Luther the King?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I saw that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Ainsley, you took the first on the last round. Shantice, you take the first on this round.
A really interesting story. Really interesting to know that I didn't know that there was anyone working closely with Martin Luther the King like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, it was just, him. And of course, he had his supporters, but I didn't know it was almost like I'm running for office and you're my campaign manager. Like that's the vibe I got from the Rustin character. And not only that, but to learn his story, learning how he was within the civil rights movement like that, along with one of the greatest leaders within the civil rights movement, and to be a homosexual was like, whoa. Because of course back then, you never let that be known, especially if you had any level of authority or you were linked to someone who had a high level of authority. You really kept that on the hush hush. So it was really, it was well written. The cast was great. The acting was really, really, really good. I enjoyed it. I actually started watching it with you. So this goes to show how attentive you are past the stuff you don't remember. Me sitting with you watching it.
Don't.
Horrible. Yeah, but you started watching it and I came in the room and started watching it also. And it actually, like, I didn't intend to stay and watch the rest. I think I only maybe missed the first 20 or 30 minutes or something like that. But I sat and watched the rest and it really had me intrigued. Like, oh, like this is, we know about the riots. We know about the people who were coming for Martin Luther King. We knew about all of that. But for us to now learn other parts of these stories and the people who were linked to them, who really helped it to be a success, like to help that movement be a success. Like it wasn't only Martin Luther King, it wasn't only Malcolm X, it wasn't only this one, it wasn't only that one. But if they didn't have the supporters that they had, how far would it have really gone?
Right. We got what a jip of a shot. Rustin was good. Okay. Yes, it was good to see another story around MLK. Yes. Now, this particular movie starred Coleman Domingo, Chris Rock, Glenn Turman, CCH Pounder, Michael Potts, Audra McDonald, Jeffrey Wright. It was power packed actors. Brother Ainsley, what say you about Rustin?
All right, I think Rustin. You're right. I think it was a powerhouse movie. I think it was a really powerhouse movie. I think what I liked about it is because you see the power play that's going behind our civil rights leaders, who like who don't like who, this back and forth, this shuffling and stuff like that. Chris Rock, I almost believe it was Chris Rock. I'm like, that's Chris Rock.
Yes.
I'm expecting to see the comedy. This was straight drama. Like he played that part to the T.
Yes.
And I'm surprised. Okay. This is gonna be controversial. It is what it is. All right. So I believe those in the elemental PQRS community, they would probably hype this up because it shows of that homosexual lifestyle in a movie. And it seemed like anything with that involved in it is like, yeah, you got to see this and see this. And but the writing itself, everything else about it, I thought was really, I thought it was really good. It was really, really, really good and commendable. A commendable job done.
Okay. Hey, Sam, the drummer man, what's going on?
Oh, Sam, I'm on here. Oh my goodness.
Haven't seen Sam in a long time. Thanks for dropping in, Sam. We're about Rustin and the fact that because of the rule in this particular category of TV and new media motion pictures, it had to go to either cable, it had to go to it had to go to a streaming service, or it had to go to a TV network only directly. It would not. Rustin wasn't included because it did open up in a few movie theaters, and it is a jip. It is a jip because this was a powerhouse movie. This was a movie that, like Shantice, like Ainsley said, like Anika said, this it was finally an opportunity to see a story about a powerhouse individual who we never knew about, never heard about, but was behind and beside one of the greatest activists ever. And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful story told. And the acting, because it was a powerhouse cast, the acting was superb. I agree with Ainsley. Chris Rock was on point. He did not infuse his comedy with anything. He made sure he stuck to who the character was. And
I don't remember him being in it. Who did he play?
Who did he play? Chris Rock played a paramount role. He actually played someone called Roy Wilkins.
Yeah, Roy Wilkins. Yeah.
Oh, that's who the park is named after over here by us.
Right, in Queens.
Yeah.
And he was.
There's a lot of things about that. Watching that, I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know they was really trying to plan for a whole weekend. We hear about the March and Washington. We think about that one day. We don't know they was really trying to do the whole weekend.
Right.
And it was,
Right.
So it's a really good movie. A really good movie.
It was, and it also showed you the groundwork. And if we don't know anything else, Ainsley, we know the groundwork, right, Shantice?
Yes.
Take to start something from the ground and work its way up, and it was so good to watch that process. It was really good because they weren't looking for 1 million people. They weren't looking for all those people. They were just trying to get a few, and it was really, really well done. Too bad, shame on them, that it was not included. And Chris was good. I didn't see him, but the character. Yes, actually, you didn't see Chris Rock. You saw the character. So we, Shantice, click it or kick it. Rustin, Netflix.
Click.
Ainsley.
Well, he played a video game.
Got both thumbs. I say as well. Click it. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Netflix ain't doing what it used to do, but it's coming through with a couple of heavy hitters. So that's what it is. All right, we're about to check up out of here, but I want to remind you that on Sunday, the Writers Guild Awards 2024. This is their 76th year. We have, before we go, so we've done 4 categories. Do you say, Shantice, that the Writers Guild Award is diverse as you think it should be? To writing. Remember, they're strictly writers. We include acting. We include, who the characters are. We include, all the other stuff, but they are focused on writing. Do you think they're diverse on a scale from 1 to 5? How do you rate it? Their diversity?
A 2.78. They're not diverse. They're not making sure they include the Black writers because not every Black writer is going to write for only Black actors and actresses. But if you get the Black writers, you're going to get a diverse cast or an all-Black cast, and they don't want that. They're showing that they just want to pretty much stick to that side of the fence. And it's like, but why? Because when we go into the category and see other ones that was nominated or other movies that could have been nominated that were better than the movies that were nominated, it's like, well, what you doing? I just read earlier that these film festivals, they hire judges to go and watch the films and then report back to them as to which films should be included in the festival. So what are y'all doing? Do you send them only to watch and then now as a judge you just say, well, they paying me, so I'll just watch these movies. No, like of course, how many people are gonna risk they coins, but that's the issue. So no, there's not enough diversity in it. It's not even two or three, in my opinion.
Okay, okay. Ainsley, what say you? Do you think the Writers Guild Awards is diverse enough?
I say heck to the no, no, no. To the no, 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 no. Of course not. Of course not. It's not. It's not representative enough, and it's what was that back in the day? We was going Oscar so white was almost like Writers Guild so not diverse. So I guess it's better than it has been. But I say let us not fall as we talked about the PR move. They want to say yeah, there's more diversity
Mm-hmm.
in the overall making of the film. So they might have us. I would say they might be working in the marketing division. They may be working in the grip, the electrician, the plumber. They're involved on the set, but those positions of more like say the writing, the directing, producing, they're a little bit harder and stuff to come by. But now the writing, as far as the writing specifically, there's more there's more to go because it's like okay, we we are bombarded with this everything else that they to their culture, and it's like hard to come out and see stuff what we would like to see and what represent us and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to come by, and so no, it needs to be. It could be better. It could be better. So ahead to the now, now, now.
On a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, where do you think they fall on diversity?
I give it a. I'm going to be gracious with this. I give it a 3, maybe a 2.75, 8, 9 as Shanti's would do.
Okay, okay.
I give
Listen,
it a 3.
everybody in the room, Ainsley gives it a 3, Shantice gives it a 2.73, 124. In the room, what do you say? Do you feel based on our 4 weeks of different, categories, is the Writers Guild Award diverse enough? And for me, I will be the first to say, I did research every single week. I did research on who was eligible, what was put out in 2023, what could have been eligible, whether it was good or not, how everybody felt, what was eligible. And in all 4 weeks, I saw that we had writers. And these writers were not highlighted. I think that even for some, such as, let's say, you people who we thought could have been included, the mother which we felt could have been included in this particular category. Both movies had black writers, a black cast, and the acting was good. So listen, if the writing is trash, no matter how great the acting is, it's gonna fall flat on its face.
Right.
So
Right.
if the people are doing a good job, then it's something that's workable. So we've seen, at least in coming from Netflix, we've got a nice couple of options that were not included, and I'm not believing that they just weren't included. I don't know which angle I would prefer to come from, but I don't believe that. Oh yeah, they just weren't
Right. Oh, we
included.
forgot about those.
Right. Especially when you have these two particular movies that all three of us felt that it beat out the movies that were actually included. So hopefully, as time goes on, it'll become a little more diverse. Let's see what the people are saying. Serge says no, they're not diverse to other cultures. Ketty says exclamation point. Oh, she gives it a 1. All right. Okay, she gives it a 1 for diversity. Excuse me. So here we are again. We are out here fluttering in the waters with everyone else. We're being left out. We're being eliminated. We're being pushed to the curb. However you want to put it, we're not included. So
You know,
I think
I wonder, if we just roll and say, how come? Where does you people stand to the Writers Guild? Those in the board, those Epstein's and whatever have you names on the board. I'm like, okay, now you people, because you have a marquee actor, powerhouse actor Eddie Murphy, Nia Long, strong cast, and did strong interviewership and on the show. Well, how come? Where does that fall? And all these stuff you got, where did you find this to fall so low? How did you come to that conclusion? I'm curious to see what the actual reasoning explanation is.
You know what the explanation is going to be? We at the Writers Guild apologize. We did not mean to offend anyone. That's going to be that's the generic apology. Anytime any racial question or comment comes across their desk, whether it's with this or clothing branding, that is the generic. We did not mean any, there was no intention for this, that, and the third. We did not mean this. No one on our board is racist. Or now you'll see a bunch of black people hide on the front line. Now all of a sudden there's a black spokesperson and there's a black this and a black that. And it's like, you're not going to get a real answer.
Yeah, but I mean, to put it out there so it can be like, so it's one thing. It's one thing. We put a light on something and put exposure, it does make a difference. So even if they come out with that lame, that lame excuse and whatnot, and then it was like, okay, then what you gonna do about it?
Right.
And so maybe it's I'm just saying. I feel like generally, if people don't want to include me, my coach will say, well, almost what the heck with you two. But at the same time, it could be like we can do something like, all right, put it out. We're not represented in here, so what are you going to do about it? Come up with a lame excuse and articulate it well. We part of the population, are we not? So our dollars count. Let's get to the meat of it. Our dollars count. And so I want to see us more diverse into the writing.
Okay.
Isn't that what Do the Right Thing was about? Did he want to see more black people from Pizza Man's Wall? I want to see more movies of us in the movie theater.
You know, I just was told to tell the room it's OJ's fault. OJ did.
OJ. Who said that?
OJ did.
You know what?
This country has demonized diversity like POCs are not deserving. Like people of color are not deserving. And I would love to hear an answer to that question, Abe. I also say start your own.
Yes.
Let's get our own and let's just focus on the diverse. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but
R.I.P. OJ.
But you're wrong.
OJ died.
But that's a R.I.P. OJ.
OJ died.
Y'all killed OJ.
What's happening here?
So that's a good way to close this out. Let's see what happens, and let's come back next Thursday and discuss the winners. We don't know who's going to win. These in these particular areas. So I'd like to see, who wins. So next week, Thursday, we're going to come back and we're going to discuss the winners and what we thought. There are some categories that we did not involve ourselves in, but we will talk about the 4 that we did actually review. All right. And when you come back next week, God spares, make sure you come back with something you want us to review, whether it's a movie, whether it's a show. You let us know. We're going to brainstorm. We're going to think of some things, but you've got 1 week to let us know what you want us to review.
Wait,
that?
Pastor Steph,
Yeah.
OJ did pass.
He died today?
Yeah. Of cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Really? Wow. Well, oh, okay. Well, we're sorry to see, OJ go. Boy, was that a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
And controversy he would never live down, and he will. No, I didn't know. The person is right. Y'all didn't know. I didn't know.
That's what I'm getting. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know everything in the world.
Yeah, I didn't hear. I've been busy doing stuff all day. I completely missed that announcement. But prayers for OJ Simpson's family, and
The kids and everything, yeah.
yeah.
How many movies you think they're gonna make about his life? You think it's gonna be like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston?
Oh,
With like
please.
92 different movies and 103 documentaries.
Well, there's going to be one major movie at least about OJ covering
And that white Bronco.
things, covering his NFL life, covering his post the killings, covering the fact that he should have been locked up, covering the fact that he messed up later in years and now they didn't catch him out there, or when they did. Yes, it is going to be definitely a couple of OJ movies coming, and I guess we'll look and we'll review that. So,
Yeah.
so they say they've been bad mouthing him all day. I can only imagine. I can only imagine now that he's gone. They're going to be talking about him like a dog. I can only imagine. But it's been great always. Thank you for hanging out with us. Listen, I can't wait till Sunday to see exactly who wins and exactly what we're going to talk about next week. But don't forget to come back with whatever you want us to review, and we'll see what the room says, and maybe it'll be your suggestion. They didn't talk about the reboot of Scary Movie. Really?
The reboot?
No reboot of Scary Movie? No, thank you. Stop wasting your money.
The reboot. The Wayans brothers don't have anything to do with it. They didn't have anything to do with it after part 2. So who's doing the reboot?
Yeah, so that's trash already. Trash. All right. Brother Ainsley, Shantice, our girl Anika, thank you for holding it down in the background. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We'll see you here next week, God spares, to see who the winners were. Hey, good night.
Bye.
Hey, later next week.